I don't know, it's over now, but I just went through what you call a zero wind situation, man. Like, I'm up at the park here, the usual spot, but, and it was weird walking through the woods. I mean, it wasn't just zero wind where I was walking at my level, it was zero wind all the way to the top of the trees, right? You see, even here, the trees are moving. There's wind here now. And I'm in kind of an urban environment, and I could hear so much more. I could hear things halfway across the city, you know. There's like a Christmas market and a bunch of stuff happening probably like 5 kilometers away from here. I could hear it. Now the wind, but you could hear your feet, you could hear everything, and it was just, it was surreal, right? Normally you can always feel some kind of a wind, but that was really cool. A weird way to start a video, Barry. Well, got sun today. We don't normally have any sun, so this is kind of a nice thing. It's about 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon, November 22nd, 2025. Pretty good, huh? You guys thought I couldn't remember things. That's just like, I just off the cuff too, right? Here, I'll give you a little bit of big head mold for you. There you go, it's Kamloops. Hope everybody's doing okay out there today. Yeah, it's, don't let this world take away your right to being happy, right? Wow, look at up the valley, how beautiful that is. I like making these videos because I think, you know, maybe there's somebody else sitting at home like me. Sometimes gets a little down and out, and then you just go out and take a look at a few things. Separate yourself from the modern world for an hour or two. Go for a nice walk or a hike, and with no goal in mind, but it fills your tank up a little bit, right? It's just if you're not doing something like this regularly, you know, it's a dangerous game to be playing. Let's roll. So this is the family picnic bench here. A few people on here are going to be really proud of their scritchy scratches, I'm sure. Let's see if there's any over here. Yeah, that Christmas market I was checking, it's to get in, and it runs for about a week. I'd probably take you guys over there, even though I'm not sold on it, but $7. How much Christmas spirit will $7 get you? I wonder. Didn't I say we were going somewhere? Let's go. There's the bench. How much time do we have left, I wonder? Right, how much time do we have left? Kind of a shame to fill it all up with hate, right? I don't. Just try not to create any hate when you're out and about. That's a good start. That's one thing control is a weird thing. I was just thinking, you know, how, you know, Santa's, I was just thinking about that Santa Claus off The Simpsons. I think it was The Simpsons, but he was like a robot. Or maybe that was a different show. But he'd come and he'd try and kill you on Christmas Eve, right? Robot Santa. Is that how the world's going to be? In 5, 10, 20 days, years? Isn't that kind of what they're doing now anyway? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know? I think you know what I'm saying, or at least some of you do. If countries were families, I would say probably the most dysfunctional family in the world, of course, would be the US, and there'd be lots of close seconds. And a few other anomalies. But that's my opinion. People are full of opinions, aren't they? But you know what I mean? It's usually when there's dysfunction, there isn't a lot of happiness. But somebody always wins in a dysfunctional family, don't they? There's got to be a winner somewhere, isn't there? It depends on what you consider winning, I guess. Material or trinkets. Who's making $1 billion business on trying to save the planet that we live on, right? A lot of money to be made there. And the robots will do all the work. It's not difficult. All we need is a place to live, and it's called the Earth, right? You know, you can't let, you know, you got to let the big brains be in charge. I mean, all the fat cats, they fund these big universities and stuff, but the people with the real brains are always just off to the side because someone with the bank account thinks they own them, right? It's like, well, you can be smart, but not that smart, my friend, right? Okay, stop talking, Barry. Yeah. Here's a question for you. Back in the days of tribes, no, I haven't asked AI yet, which I very well could, and it would get lots of great information. Computers are smart. But back in the days of tribes, what did greedy people do, right? You know, what did they do? Sneak an extra coconut or extra fish once in a while? You know? Huh? And there's going to be people going to say, oh, that's communism. Well, was it just a tribe? It wasn't communism. We're all part of the same tribe, aren't we? Weird. I guess there's always been tribes. People have been protective between tribes. Maybe. Because it was someone in some other tribe that was either starving to death or just greedy and wanted to take the other guy's stuff and their women. And I don't know. You tell me. Anybody out there that's still tribe living? Okay? We can do a lot better on this planet, right? The old idea's got to die. And most of the good ideas that can make everybody's life better, less trips to the hospital and less worries and less trouble, is pretty much, a lot of it don't cost much money. And you say, Barry, what are they? Oh, just open your eyes. Watch my videos. I don't know much, but I think the world's got to stop on this thing where they just keep inventing things, that another list to the hundreds of things that people absolutely must have when there aren't that many. Just make the things that people actually need a little better, a little more available, you know, a little more nutritious, a little less harmful. Does that sound okay? And for all you guys that got to fill rooms full of money to make you happy, you know, try that. Try doing some stuff like that. Actually, I hate all that corporate stuff. We've got to get back to smaller businesses. It's not hard to build a small car. No, you can't even get a small car in Canada. It's crazy. Or a small pickup truck properly, you know. There's not much available. And they keep saying there's not a market for it. Well, there's more to it than that. More profit in the expensive ones. But I think, you know, if somebody brought a cheap car, if there was a cheap, reliable car that could be built here in Canada or US, people would buy it like crazy. Electric or hybrid or whatever it is, or gas or whatever type of fuel sources, you know, is the best. Anyway, bye-bye. Everybody's just rushing from one distraction to another. It's just like, I've been there, we all do it sometimes. I do it less than I ever have. I'm a different person than I was. Not everybody's interested in changing or wants to change. They're quite happy the way they are. But for anybody out there that's on the cusp of it, there's nothing wrong with you. And if you are, you know deep down it's the right thing to do. You know? You know, why do people keep supporting leaders that promote war, promote breaking up families, and supporting government agencies and things that are just swallowing up people's money? And healthcare doesn't have to be that expensive. People can be healthier. But why do we have to have leaders that are convincing us they're doing a great job? And they're just lying in their pockets. Okay, turn the video off. Let's go. One day, we hope. Got to be more to it than doing a shitty job and pretending you're doing a great job. Typical boss, right? I worked with lots like that. Worked with lots like that. I gotta love the tree. Cool. Oh. Who needs a gym? Should I go to Thailand next week? What do you guys think? 3 months? Make videos every day? Very healing place. I'd love to bring everybody along on that. This is a healing place, but Thailand is a little different. People, it's less distracting to me. I know it's hard for people to understand, but I find it easier to be happy and healthy. Anyway, we'll find out.